I am a bit of a weird Minecraft player. Whenever new updates come out, I see everyone enjoying themselves with them, but I always stay behind on older versions because I have way too many client-side mods, and honestly, I'm kind of lazy. And then by the time that my mods update and I get around to upgrading my server, the hype of the updates die down, and then I never do any of the new content. I still haven't done any archaeology, explored ancient cities, or even seen a sniffer with my own two eyes. But all that stuff is in the past. Today I woke up and I chose to throw all my mods out and just play the new updates the way that Steve intended. So let's experience together the Spring to Life update and the Chase the Skies update. Okay, everybody, so here we are. We've upgraded our world to the newest version, 1.21.6, and with this, we get a ton of new features that we're going to be exploring today. Aside from a few things, like not having my shaders anymore, or having like the old glass texture back and where it's not all connected and ugly, I have noticed a few things off the rip here. Basically, the whole kind of game looks a little bit desaturated. Like, the best comparison I can kind of think of is if you've ever played like the original console editions of the game, like the Xbox 360 version, which I grew up on. Everything is kind of desaturated, if that makes sense. I'm not gonna lie though, I kind of dig it. You know, I've been playing with shaders for a long time. I've been toying with kind of not playing with them anymore because I feel like I've been relying on them too much in my builds, and I kind of like the more organic look and feel of the original lighting engine. Even though Bedrock now has vibrant visuals, you know, I think we're just gonna roll with this for today. Though there is, I think, something wrong with the mobs. I think one of my texture packs really broke these guys. I don't think this is quite right. Okay, but the first thing that we need to do today in order to do kind of all the update exploring is get a happy ghast first. So there's a couple different ways to actually get this mob. You can, apparently you could just craft it in a crafting table and just create life spontaneously like that. We're not going to do that today. We're going to go to the Nether and see if we can't just find one organically. And for this, we are going to need a couple fire resistance potions just in case. Okay, so we are going to have to explore in the Nether. Now, I'm not actually sure which direction has like unloaded terrain in it, but I do know that these guys spawn in a soul sand valley next to fossils. So we're just going to fly as far in this direction as we can until we start generating new chunks. Okay, we are still exploring, looking for the Soul Sand Valley, but there is a regular ghast over here, and I do think that there is something that they've added for these guys. So if you kill them, oh yeah, there it is. So if you kill them with their own fireball, in addition to just dropping their normal drops, they actually drops this, which is a new music disc that I've never heard before, so we're gonna have to play this when we get back home. Okay, we are in some new chunks. You can tell when the lava is like falling from the ceiling like that we've gone in the right direction. So now all we have to do is just find a Soul Sand Valley, and there might actually be one right over here. Nope, never mind. That was just weirdly looking nether, which is weird looking netherrack. Oh, I think we've found our Soul Sand Valley here. Hopefully it's kind of a big one because I don't actually know how rare like fossils and stuff are. I think this is one. I think this is where they're supposed to spawn, like next to these sort of things. Oh, there is actually quite an abundance of them. Oh, I think I see the happy ghast, or the dried ghast rather, right over here. Yep, here's the little guy. Oh, this is kind of weird for Minecraft. It's like a dead body. I don't even know. Okay, we can just pick it up. I don't even think we need... Yeah, we don't need Silk Touch even to just pick it up. We can just break it with a normal pickaxe. That's pretty cool. Are you mad over there that I took your little guy? I get so used to living on a mushroom island that I don't even really bring weapons and stuff anywhere. Like, I don't have a bow on me or anything. I just kind of wing it as I go. Let's just see real fast if we could find another one over here in case we lose that one due to some unforeseen circumstances. Okay, there's another one right here. I think that's all we need, just two of them. Actually, I'm just gonna check this fossil right over here. This looks like, oh yeah, there we go. Okay, we got 3. This is more than enough, I think, to be on our way. Okay, we're pretty much back home here. I'm starting to see some paths. Oh, this is why we bring fire resistance potions, everybody. Oh my, that was a close one. Okay, we are pretty much home though. Yeah, okay, this is home right over here. Okie doke, we've made it home. It is always fun kind of like exploring for some of these new features. Like I know I actually ended up finding a couple more than just the 3 that I had. Even though I could craft these, it's just a fun thing to do to kind of like explore and find these things, especially because I'm like a hermit most of the time on my mushroom island. I never really like to leave here for anything, so it's pretty nice to do stuff like this. Okay, the next thing that we should do, I think, is just grow this guy. Now, I don't really fully remember. I don't actually really know how to grow this guy. Actually, this is not the best place. Oh, I could just do it right here. I think you just put them in water? Okay, we got an advancement for this. Stay hydrated. Place a dried gas into a block of water. Okay, I think then we just kind of wait here until he grows. I royally messed up here. I was going to make this a little bit bigger with the water, and I just started flying through, and there's redstone and stuff all down here. Oh, no. Okay, so while he's growing, I do know that you can craft the saddles for this. I don't actually know... Oh, here it is. Brown harness. Okay, so it's glass, wool, and then leather. Oh, and we could choose what color wool it is. That's pretty interesting because conveniently enough, we just made a wool farm over here in the last episode, so now we just have to pick out which color we want for this guy. And I'm kind of feeling cyan today, I think, so we're just gonna grab a block of cyan wool. And did they change the sheep texture so that you could tell what color sheep is in here? That's actually pretty cool. I was actually just complaining about that in the last episode, that once they're sheared, you can never tell what they are. Okay, now we got our glass, so now we can make a harness. So I don't know why I did that like that. Just do this and make a cyan harness. My god, I feel so stupid. I'm reading on the wiki on how to speed this up, and it said that snowballs can accelerate its growth. I'm over here just throwing snowballs at it, but apparently once it grows into this, it needs to even just wait to grow into a full rideable ghastling afterwards. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, he's here. He's flying away. Okay, all right, let's keep him on a lead here. Oh my god, this guy's so cute. His noises are so cute. Oh my god, this is so amazing. I never thought I'd see something like this in vanilla Minecraft. All right, let's give him some snowballs, see if we can't get him to grow up faster, because I've been AFK here for like 20 minutes trying to get this guy to rehydrate. Oh, no, no, don't go too far. Come on. These things like stay near players, or could he just like, oh my god, he's so big. Get over here, where are you going? All right, how do I give him the harness? There we go. Oh my god. Oh my god, we're flying on something in this game that is not an elytra. Guys, I never thought I would see the day. This is so cool. I think if also there were more people here, they could also get on this. I think it has like up to 4 people capacity on this thing. All right, let's land real quick here though. Gotta do 2 things before we go on our adventure. First things first, we gotta name him. Bort. No, where are you going? Bort. No. Oh my. Is he just gonna leave? Where's he going? How do you keep this guy from like just getting out of here? All right, Bort. And the second thing we got to do here is get rid of our elytras. So we're going to be using this guy to do all the rest of the exploring for the remainder of the episode. So we need to go to a couple different biomes. We need to get some of the temperate animals, so the animals that are part of different biomes, the cows and the pigs, and the chickens maybe. We also need to find all of like the new organic blocks, so like the leaf litter, the firefly bushes, the cactuses, and there's one more thing in birch forests that I don't remember what it's called, but I'll put up on the screen right now. And then when we get back to the island, I want to build a build for this guy. So I'm not sure exactly where I want to put a parking spot for him, but I do want to build something here for Mr. Bort here. Okay, so say goodbye to our elytra and let's go on our way. Okay, so we are back at the main base from our long adventure around the world with our happy ghast. We have our elytras back on, and we brought back a load of goodies. But before I go into that, from the journey, I learned a couple things. Honestly, happy ghasts are slow. I mean, they definitely are not meant for long distance travel like I did, but I am glad that I did the journey. It was really fun. It was a unique thing to do rather than just flying with Elytra. Obviously, Elytra are the best for long distances, but Happy Ghasts do have some use cases. And really the biggest one is just to transport like a large amount of mobs, like bringing back all of the warm and temperate variants of the cows and pigs and chickens. It was so easy with the Happy Ghast. You just tie all the boats to the gas and they'll just come. And honestly, it was really easy. I kind of thought the leads would be like snapping left and right and breaking, but that wasn't the case. And I could really see this being the meta for bringing like villagers and stuff from far away over instead of the Nether because it is less risky. And secondly, the updates to the biomes have been really amazing. I've seen clips across the internet, obviously, from the new updates and things, but the like the fallen trees and the leaf litter and the fireflies, they're small things, but they're not totally insignificant. And I think I really preferred this style of updates over getting like new biomes that are just like also empty, at least for now. I really enjoy this kind of update. I also saw some really cool terrain too while I was out there, especially this dual mushroom island that's surrounded by like ice spikes and stuff. It really makes me want to move my whole base out there for a future build, but alas, we've picked our island out and we're stuck here forever. And now that we're back, we can actually check out all of the stuff that I brought back. So we have all of the animals here that I got from the other biomes. Unfortunately, I lost one of the cold pigs along the way somehow. But anyway, we have all of the cold pigs, cows, chickens, warm chickens, cows, and pigs over here. And these mobs are super cool. They're a little bit strange. Like they feel kind of modded in a way. I know obviously they're not, but it kind of feels like the Mo Creatures mod, if you've ever seen that in the past. But I think I'll get used to them. And the goal is to really breed these guys up and kind of have them like loose on the island. So most of you know that this is a mushroom island, so most of the local creatures are just mushroom cows all over the place. And while these are cool, we need some more animals. And as I terraform and add trees and stuff throughout the whole island, I think a good variety of mobs will kind of capture the magical, sort of mystical feeling that I'm going for on this island. And I also brought back a couple armadillos too. I know these are like a much older mob. I never got these. I never even really saw them until today. So we brought these guys back and I'm going to use these for a future project that I have in mind. And now for the foliage. So we brought back all the new stuff. So starting over here, these are all the desert plants. There's just these short and tall desert grass, and it really adds a lot to the desert biome in my opinion. It brings some leaf and foliage, but not too much color in there. So it still has that sort of deserty vibe. And I really love this. I think this is going to go great in certain areas of the base. Then we have new bushes. So these two are bushes, and then we have the firefly bush, obviously. This one I'm super excited about, but this bush looks pretty cool too. I think it actually changes color based on the biome because it really like matches this grass directly, and I don't remember it being this bright when I got it out in the world. Then we have the cactus flowers. These obviously are super cool and versatile. I'm so glad that you could place these on non-cactus blocks. Actually, all of these things you could put on, I think, any block pretty much. These I've already seen people do like different like cattail stuff and put them on like glass panes to make it look like flowers and water and stuff. So I'm really excited for these. And we have the leaf litter and the, what are these called again? Wildflowers. These are awesome. The leaf litter, not so much. I mean, it's cool, but I think there's too much of it in like the forests and stuff. I think it brings too much sort of brown into the biomes, but let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. So we're gonna go put some of this stuff into the base here, but before I do that, I looked up the Happy Ghast pathfinding, so I was worried when I first got Bort here that he was just gonna like run away and I'd never be able to get him back. But apparently the way that it works is that he treats the place that he grew up as his home, and then he'll sort of roam around that area within a certain radius. So we actually grew him up like right over there on that second level, so he's just been flying around this area. And I really kind of love that about these guys. Like, it adds a certain element of like life to the base here. So I'm considering maybe not even building like a cage or a home for him and just kind of let him fly around the front of the base. So actually we're going to start over here. So like placing some of these like flowers around the sort of trees, I think will be really cool. I don't know how much or how little to do. Like, yeah, I don't know how many to sort of put on here. I got to play around with it, probably off camera, but it does add something to these trees, like just like little colored highlights. I know I said I didn't love the leaf litter, but I do think that, and depending on like how you place it, you can kind of get it to work. So Yeah, just like the leaves, because even they added these particle effects, like the leaves are coming off these trees. So I think that's just super cool. And I think it does add something in moderation. You just can't spam this all over the place. You have to be kind of intentional about where you put this. But I think the wildflowers are by far the prettiest and the coolest, and especially because you find these in birch forests. So I think I'm going to kind of stick with the same sort of vibe and just put these around like the custom birch trees that I have in the base. And what I'm really excited to do, though, is use these firefly bushes. So in my enchanting room over here, these particles that are coming like from this are coming from up there, that spore blossom. And this was really the only way that you could do sort of like particles in the air prior to this update. So those you find in the lush caves, and then it adds these like leafy particle effects all over the place. Which are super cool, but I think I also want to put some firefly bushes in this room sort of hidden so that they're always kind of putting fireflies all over the place. So I don't know, is there like something below this room? Oh yeah, wow. So I just broke into here. This is the dispenser auto crafter that I have in the room below this. So this is like, again, with all of these builds in the base, like everything is just so tight and close to each other. So let me see over here. Oh yeah, okay, we could do something over here. So if I just put a grass block, and I guess I have to go one lower than that. So if I just put a grass block here, I probably have to cover this as well. Hopefully I'm not breaking any redstone. Put a firefly bush and then cover that up again with grass. Will they... Oh, yeah, I see one particle. Is it gonna do more than just the one particle? Does it take like a little bit to kind of turn on? Is that a particle or what am I looking at there? Okay, it was. It's not a whole lot. I don't actually know if there's like a way to get more, if I just have to like spam the firefly bushes. Like you can see like this one right here in the center of the screen. You can see like a couple of them over here by the books. I think you can just like bone meal these, right? Yeah, you can. That's kind of weird. Oh, oops. It's kind of weird how you bone meal these. You have to like, instead of being like the 2 tall flowers where it just like gives you one, you have to like break it, or like it bone meal's like next to it, which I don't think there's any other flowers in the game that kind of act like that. What about down here? Nope, I can't put any. Oh wow, I broke a whole hole in here. I can't put any firefly bushes under this area because this is the bottom area of the ceiling there. I'm really bad at making space for stuff. What about right under the enchanting table? Yeah, I should be able to do something here. Nope, that's another ceiling to something. Oh wait, can I just put this right on stone? No, this has to be on like a sort of grass block. Let's just do this. Let's just put that there and a firefly bush. Maybe like one in the corner over here. Because I think in order for the fireflies to spawn, it just needs to be like sort of dark enough. And then they'll just start like oozing particles out of them. Oh yeah, this is super cool. So you just have to add like a couple, and then they'll do a good amount of particles. So like now they're just like all over the enchanting table here. Oh my, I'm just breaking into even more stuff. I don't even know what that's a part of down there. It's just, this is out of control. Oh, this is like bone meal. Okay, I could just put, I should be able to just put stuff here. I am stuck inside something. Oh god, what is going on? Okay, so now we have fireflies all throughout this room. I think it adds a lot of character to this. It even just goes well with the green particles too. I don't think it's too many particles. It's honestly meant to be sort of like a mystical, magical-y room, so I think this looks great. So the other thing I think the Happy Ghast will be great for is building ceilings. Like, especially I wish I had the Happy Ghast for building this tree. Like, this was such a nightmare. I had to do so much like scaffolding and stuff for it. I really wish I had this guy for that. Is there a way I can fit him into the base? Oh, there is. Okay, I can get him inside here. So I think the best thing that this guy is going to be able to provide us is like building this ceiling in this room. So I still haven't built the ceiling for this yet. The ceiling that you see here, like all these different random blocks, are from the museum right above this. It's a common theme in my builds where everything is just up against each other. So I've been kind of putting off the ceiling because I'm lazy and I don't really like building ceilings. It's just something about looking up while scaffolding that just kind of makes me annoyed and uncomfortable. But I think with this guy, I'm kind of able to completely move around without having to build any scaffolding. So I think this is going to be probably the best use case for the Happy Ghast that I can think of. And at least I can get him in and out of here without having to like bust holes in the base. But for now, I think we're gonna just let him roam free out here. I was gonna build like a like docking station, like attached to the tree or like hanging from one of the tree branches here. But I really love just seeing him roam around this area. Like, it's just so cool. And honestly, I have a really cool idea for a build in like the long future from now that includes these guys. So Bort is going to be a free range happy ghast. And before I go into the comment of the day today, be sure to leave your comments or questions. It doesn't really need to be strictly Minecraft related. I want to answer your questions, so be sure to leave them in the comments down below, and I do like to answer all of them. And if I don't answer them directly on the video, that's because I'm probably going to put it in the next full-length video. So the other day, someone in my Discord found something in my world that I've never shown before. It was Lucille, and they said, yo guys, I don't think I've ever seen this in any video. Have I missed it? And no, you haven't missed it. I've just never shown this before. So in this wing of the base, like the wool farm's right over here. So if you go this way, and then into this room, there's an upside down zombie pigman or zombified piglin here. And it just says, I hate this freaking guy. And the story behind this is it happened just about a year ago, actually. I was going through some health problems in my life, and I was playing Minecraft a lot, and in that time, I wanted to build a piglin bartering farm because I needed a whole bunch of quartz for the storage room here. I was building like all these archways. I didn't have any quartz and I didn't feel like mining it, so I wanted to get into piglin bartering. And it was just about the time that I started making my own farms, so I wasn't really keen on just Googling things or like using like the top YouTube tutorial for stuff, so I created my own zombie piglin bartering farm, and I was super excited about it. So I built the whole thing right over here, actually. So it's like underneath this nether portal in the field over here. Now, I tore the whole thing out, but there was like 15 to 20 piglin bartering cells on this side of the room. And then on this side was a whole chest wall here. So what you were able to do was drop some gold in the chest, like a chest that was supposed to be up above. It would give it to all the piglins to do the bartering, and then their items would go all into like a full wall here. And it was an awesome design. It took me so long. I wish I kind of hadn't ripped it out, but the reason I ripped it out was after I built it, then I started bringing the piglins into the overworld, and I quickly learned that you cannot bring piglins into the overworld. And when you do this, they turn from a piglin into a zombified pigman, or whatever it's called, like the original pigman. And it kind of sent me into like a spiral. Like, I stopped playing Minecraft for a little bit. Like, I was so upset about this. I had built this entire farm and I didn't know that the pigmen can't exist in the overworld, and that's why most people build their piglin bartering farms in the nether. So eventually, obviously, I came back. I brought the guy over here. So this was the pigman, or the piglin bartering guy, and so I hung him under this cage over lava perpetually because he needs to be punished for what he did. And lesson learned, though, do your research before doing any long projects, or at least do the parts that you're uncertain of up front, because I wasted so much time, so many hours on that. But that does it for today's episode, so be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And one more small announcement real fast on the channel. So I did introduce channel memberships onto this channel. So there's 2 different tiers of memberships that I'll put up on the screen right now. But essentially, you know, you can get different levels of perks for doing this. It's not at all required, but it does help me support the channel, and it will help me do some projects that I want to do in the future. So check those out when you guys have time, and I will see you all in the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.